What's up, guys? What's up, guys? So, in this particular video, I want us to talk about the GJ, that is the GBP trading against the Japanese yen. So, my chart is pretty messy. These are all things that I use. So, let me hide them for a minute and let's look at the 4 hour chart. Let's look at the daily first. You can see a nice uptrend going on, higher highs and higher lows. So the overall momentum, the overall bias of the GJ is an uptrend. So we are only looking for buy opportunities. We saw this deep on Friday last week. So we go into the 4 hour time frame. This is the dip that happened. After this, equal lows formed over here, equal highs, I mean. You can see here the spike before the bigger spike, the change of character over here. So this could have been triggered by something that I think, yeah, there was something about the BOJ had talked about on Monday that happened on Friday, something about their rate cards or something. Yeah. So the people bought the Japanese index and we saw the dump. Yeah. And now price is trying to go back to the all-time highs and keep buying and buying and buying, and buyers are stepping in. We saw this move yesterday at around the New York session, is big green candle, which means the daily buyers yesterday, you see the candle, very bullish momentum going on to today. This is today's printing candle. You see it's picked up, corrected a very small margin, and it started buying. We are in London session at the moment, and you can see the buyers are stepping in, trying to maybe fill this gap. So basically, these are some of the tools that I use, some of the indicators, the drawings. Most people understand, most people don't. Um, we have this zone here, have this order block here, and what we were expecting on Monday, after the dump on Friday, we have this zone here that I thought was very important, but price seems not to be respecting that zone. There was this fair value gap over here that price had left after it had spiked up with this big candle, leaving this order block down here. So I was expecting after the dump, price would correct for a bit and then, come to clear all this liquidity after this double top, the double bottom, all this liquidity over here and come to the order block and then continue buying. But buyers stepped in immediately. Market is affected by a lot of things, so we can find out that something fundamental caused this move. Technicals move the market, but also fundamental news. The GBP could be weak or could be stronger than the yen and causing this buy. Something could have happened yesterday and this candle printed over here. So we work with what we can see and not what we can't control. So this region here, this rectangle you can see that I'm highlighting, this is the correction zone, the Fibonacci 5061.8 correction from this swing high to this low. This is and you can see price came into this region and tapped. Maybe it came into the order block at first and it did the dumping and then ranged for a bit and broke out yesterday with that big candle, the big buying candle, tapped into the 50 zone, almost did, I think it did, with this second candle over here. And I had this short position from this high on the order block. I was targeting this correction, and yeah, it didn't work out. But it was a short, it was a small position in my account, so a small loss. So we can see price tapped into the 50% and reacted on it. I was waiting for maybe a deeper pullback to fill this gap into this region. And you can see price, the buyers, the buy, what do we call it? The buying pressure is so much that a slight correction, the next candle is very bullish. This is a 4 hour candle. This is a print of 4 hours activity over here. So you can see the bullish candle, and then the next candle is also bullish, opened here. This is the lowest point it went, and now it's just buying and buying. So I'm waiting to see what the candle will do when it comes into this zone over here. This is a critical zone. There is this gap that was left on the Monday open. So I think price is trying to clear this gap and maybe come into this zone here. But you see, we will have broken structure, closing with, we already broke structure actually, closing with this candle over here. So the pullback was valid for a buying opportunity. These lines that you're seeing, the orange lines, this is just for me. Like I mark 25 pips on the chart. They help you with my entries. So like if I took this buy opportunity on in the morning, yeah, before the London Open at 211 500, I would have placed my stop loss 25 pips. So at 211 250, depending on the lot size that I'm using, the stop loss is 25 pips, and maybe my take profit will be 75 pips. So if I took my position here, this is 25, 50 pips, 75 pips. So if price go to here, that is my take profit. Basically, those that the orange lines, they just help me with, calculating my entries and my, and when I come to the chart, I can like clearly see what price, where price is. Is it near my TP? Is it near my stop loss? Basically, that's it. And we can see price is not respecting this zone, so I'm just going to remove that rectangle. This is the Asian low. Okay, we'll edit that later. This was the high from yesterday. You can see here this candle, this is the highest point that price went to yesterday, and price has at the moment already broken above it, and we can see it's about 10:59 right now. So the hourly candle, let's see what the 1 hour is doing. The hourly candle is currently closing above the previous day high. So we have a bullish bias on the market today, right? So we are waiting to see, or rather I am waiting to see what price is going to do after it gets to this region here. If with this confirmation, actually, if price pulls back maybe to the neckline of this, impulsive bullish candle, or anywhere near this region, these 25 pips, anywhere near here, it could be a signal for me to take a buying opportunity and put my stop maybe here, 25 pips, or depending on how much I'm willing to risk, I can put my stop below these equal lows and target, this move. So this is my view on today's chart for the GBPJPY. You can see the bullish momentum. Price is not respecting the gap below these lows. There's a lot of liquidity here, but maybe that will be a correction for a later date after this gap is filled. But we are still on this bullish momentum, and we are going to, go day by day, try to get as much profit as we can in a single day or in a few hours before, the big moves happen. So yeah, that is my view on this chart. It's a very good pair to trade. You can see the chart is pretty clean. The impulsive move and the pullbacks, the impulsive move and the pullbacks, like it's a very clear uptrend going on. There has been these spikes actually for the past maybe 2 weeks. Like you're in a long position up to here, the profit is going great, and then in a few minutes everything is gone. You can see also here, also this spike. So it's very volatile as well, but not like gold or silver, but it's a good pair to trade if you know what is happening with the price action, and you are able to interpret these candles and maybe look at fundamentals as well. But if we get a deeper pullback, maybe up to here, to clear maybe this gap here, that will be a clear good buying opportunity. I see this is also a good buying opportunity here. So we will wait for price action.